All right, welcome back, family, to the second part of the Pharaohs Podcast. So I just wanted to wrap up that first conversation that we had, when it came to um Rizza Islam and the ban list of speaking against the vaccines or whatnot when it came to the COVID situation and everything that's going on in our country. And I wanted to talk about more so like as we said before, it might be a not a leadership thing, but as you said, Luke, he was battling this thing for about 10 years, you say, him and his mom. So I want to say, like, what can we do better though? Because at the end of the day, you we did say that we want to create our own. Um, do we have enough examples? Do we have enough leaders who are showing us that we can and shall do better when it came to having our own and showing and having our voice being heard? Do we have that? No. Yes. I don't.
I'll let Israel take this.
Israel.
You said, do we have that
Enough.
leadership?
Yeah.
Give
Do
me a
we have
question
enough?
one more time.
Do we have enough examples of leadership to help us get to finding our own voice?
Maybe to a certain extent, because now it seems like because of the past, every time we've had the leader in some type of leadership position, they've been shot down, killed, or things of that nature. So it's like the leaders that are being lined, their pockets being lined, some people, and as in paid out to say, you can say everything except for speaking on this subject or making these people actually better. And you can do everything except actually help these people get up out of their rut. Like for real, for real. You can talk about everything except everything against us. And you good. But once you start talking about everything against us and start really preaching and teaching stuff, then we got to take away and we got to put you on the list. But I mean, there's been examples we can learn from the past and go from the present. It's just that sacrifice you got to make to be able to be the leader. You got to be the one that's in the forefront at this point. You got to be the one speaking the truth and the one that's going to take whatever, be ready to go for it. Take it.
Well, a lot of people nowadays, Israel, they say that we don't need really leaders. We can lead ourselves. And so if that's the case, then what do y'all think, Luke, Israel? What do y'all believe that is the qualifications to being a great leader? Because a lot of people think they're leaders out here and they're not.
Yeah, I would have to one when people most people say yeah we can lead ourselves to a certain extent. I get what they mean, but no, it don't work that way. There is a leader. There is one that, or even if there's not just one, there are ones that have a certain authority in certain subjects, and you admire their authority because their authority has been earned through the work that they put in. While you go to work at Amazon, while you go to work here and there, while you're not focusing on certain subjects, there are people who are, and they are given the honor that they're given and the respect because they are experts at it. So a leader is supposed to come in, take these experts and begin to get the motion going to where what they do pushes the train to get closer to the destination, right? Do I think we have enough examples? More than enough. More than, especially as Black people, more than what we can even hold. As they would say, a cup been running over. And now we as Black people got social media. We as Black people can make websites. We can make podcasts. We can become our own news stations, which some have, many have actually now. So they're taking the excuse away. Oh well, CNN don't tell me everything. Well, now you can go to people who are putting in more work than people at CNN to give you a great broadcast every day about what's going on in your community. And then they're giving you a perspective. So now you're not in the dark. So now you can't get mad that CNN ain't telling you everything. Why would you care anymore? But then are we doing our job as people to support these people who are replacing these positions with our money? because that's where it all starts. And we can be very cheap as Black people. We can say we love somebody so much and we support them. And then the moment they ask for a $5 donation for their CD or they little book pamphlet or whatever they trying to start, oh, well, this is where we step on our foot at. Oh, but I love you, but I know you trying to get information out so y'all don't get banned. You doing your thing, and I support you, but I be, I
Is
don't
that
know if I can.
going back to is that going back to the from last week's topic about the income inside of the household?
I mean, yeah, but this is on a small basis. This is chump change we're talking about. To support a Black leader in the digital realm who is speaking truth about subjects usually will cost you less than $10 a month because we're dealing with people all over the country. All these Black people are now tuning in. And notice the word we use there, tune in. Everybody's starting to get on board. That makes these other people a little nervous because they like, wait a minute, y'all working well a little bit too much. Why y'all not tuning into our misinformation as much? Why y'all going to this person channel? So,
What'd you say to that, Israel?
What was the question?
well, I was really just responding to the fact that I feel we have more than
No.
enough examples. Yeah, more
Oh
than
yeah,
enough.
definitely more than enough example.
Hey, we gonna
Don't
get
say
a
that.
shirt made,
Hold on.
Israel. Israel, we gonna get a shirt made for you. It's gonna say, "What was the question?"
I repeat the question. Let me know 'cause that answer was so good. But
They
yeah,
could
I
be
answered it
bottom
before you.
of the page.
What? Man, what's
Uh,
your thoughts on it?
so when it comes to leadership, um, with me, it's all about taking responsibility. A lot of people don't want to do that. I'm a person that if you are the leader, you are the one because you're taking yourself to be apart, setting yourself apart from everybody else. So you're gonna have the so-called BS that you don't want to have. There is going to be those nights where you can't be like everybody else. Everybody else going to party. Well, guess what? You got to go pray. You got to go do this. You got to go help the community. You got to go feed the people. I had made a status some years ago, but I had just shared it again on my Facebook page. And I said, you cannot lead the people if you can't feed the people. But that's going back into um, the economic part of leadership. But I'm talking about accountability. I'm talking about responsibility. And I'm talking about owning up to the mess that you created for yourself. And a lot of people feel like they can be leaders, but they can't. A lot of people think that they want to be like for men, they want to be kings, but they only think they glorifying it, right? A lot of people be like, oh, you call yourself King Solomon, or you got the name King Solomon, and you got the king this, king that. But people don't understand that there's a lot of stuff that I have to do that I don't want to make
Come with
myself
the
to
name.
to be king for me, because first of all, you ain't king of nobody but yourself first. Let's get that straight. You ain't the leader until you know how to lead yourself first. You ain't a master until you able to master yourself first. That's the first key. That's the first point. Before people can start going around throwing their weight around trying to be the boss of somebody, they need to understand that they have to be able to rule themselves first.
Mhm.
That's the responsibility part that I'm talking about. And you can't teach anybody. You can't teach, you can't share, you can't do things if you're not in line with yourself first. And you can still be getting yourself together, but as long as you are admitting that and then you're taking the steps to that, then I would say this is a person who is actually on their way into leadership or knowing what leadership is. But a lot of people want to be the king of because of fun, but they don't see the work that you have to do to get to that other side. Leadership isn't always about, oh, I have people following me and they listen to my voice. But what are you doing for somebody to listen to your voice? It's all about work. And Luke, I know you know about real time actions, real time results that people are looking for. So those are my thoughts about leadership. Where's your accountability? What work are you putting in? And can you separate yourself from the rest of the crowd? Can you separate yourself when it's time to be the leader, that time to be that voice of reason, that time for people are looking to you, be like, what can I do? What shall I do? And you have an answer. A leader is a problem solver. And a lot of people bring a lot of problems and they don't solve them.
Man, I would have to say to that, you hit the nail on the coffin, man. It's one of those things now to where we're at the position to where we have so many different opportunities to get our house in order, especially with everything that's going on now. You know, uh, trending lately been a lot of complaining about, oh well, things are more expensive and this, that, and the third, which in a way they are. But at some point, you have to take accountability. There is a problem right now with the spending on our part, our generation, between us 25 and 35-year olds, and the ones under 25 are worse, but they're still getting it. So, but 25 to 35, we have a spending like epidemic right now. We think that things are really expensive. We think that because McDonald's and all these other fast food chains are charging more, that there's actually an issue. It's really not. We've just been going so long with this mindset of give, 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 no accountability, no budgeting, no sacrificing, no being able to say, I want this today, but I'm not going to get it today. You That's the real problem. The problem is not the prices. The problem ain't the price of gas. Gas was around this price 10 years ago.
Look,
And things are always
guess I'm gonna
the
put
problem
20 in there.
is
Whatever it get, that's what it's
the
gonna get.
yeah. The problem we got, people want Hellcats. They want Scat Packs. They want Louis Vuitton and all that. They want to live in this nice sky riser for $1,400 a month.
Hold
They
on.
want to
I
drive
want
this
I
car.
want the Sky Riser. Let me get that.
No, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But the way to go now, because of the market we in, is to less is more. That's how I feel we as a people will get ourselves out of this situation. So then when we really can afford those things. Some people just going to go get them a little hoopty. They can go get something off the lot, but paying $700-800 a month for a vehicle,
That's why I capped
even
it
if
out.
you
I
can
know.
barely afford it, you can't get on TikTok and YouTube and start complaining now. No, 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 no,
No,
no, no.
I
That's
cap it
bullshit.
out. 400 the most I pay. And that's still too much. Like I
And
ain't
that's
trying to
and that ain't
all
even
that other
including
stuff.
insurance. But did
No,
anybody put a gun to
well, I
your
had
head
a
and say
right.
you got it?
Nope.
That's what I'm
Cause
saying.
right
It's on
now
us.
I ain't got a car because of that reason. They charge a too high one, and then insurance too high too. So I'm like, I'll foot it before I get a car paying 800 in insurance or 800. No, nope. I can't sleep in it. You can, but still,
Why?
nah, that
Yeah,
ain't no way
look,
to
look. You
live.
see what I'm saying? And then look, people say, well, they say, well, I can't get 2 jobs. I can't do that. You got to take time out of yourself to say, you know what, I ain't gonna watch Netflix tonight. I ain't gonna watch Hulu. I know my show coming on, but let me learn how to create a website. Let me learn how to write and publish a book so I can get some side income going. Let me just start a candle company because I like the way candles smell. Let me just try something different. I got off work at 6. Usually by 8, I'm watching Netflix. Instead of Netflix tonight, let me do some market research and see what kind of candles people do. This is where it starts. It don't got nothing to do with nobody else. Your house has got to be in order first, bro.
But this
Because it's
why I asked, remember when we were talking about the NBA, which we were all wrong on here. Um
facts.
you
Yeah,
I said they was gonna get swept, but actually one team got a win, which was the Minnesota Timberwolves.
yeah. I said at
Um
least one of them was gonna win, but they
you
both weren't gonna get
but
swept.
you said like 6 or 7 games though. You did say six. It only went to
Okay,
5. And then
And I,
close.
Luke was wrong because you said that the Indiana was gonna get one win and they ass got swept.
they got swept. Took him behind the woodshed, beat up, all kind.
But this is why I had asked that question on that episode, that are we too invested in the entertainment and not focusing on our gifts?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody want to be entertained to get disassociate with their problems and real life. So, they love to be entertained. You go to the games, people want to forget about their problems. They eat, drink, be happy, dance and all of that. But at the end of the day, you still gotta face the music. You still gotta deal with them demons that's been in the closet. Cause sooner or later, they're gonna be busting out the door.
There
You
you
know?
go. You sound like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather said something similar to that. They asked him about his success. He said, well, about him being a black man and the way he feels about it. He said, well, my people don't care about legal money. It's more money legal available, but they want to sell drugs. They want to scam. All of these things that they want to do. They want to do it. If they put that energy into learning the stocks and to learning how to sell tickets for the game and to learning how to invest into seats when the arena starts off, so you can sell your seats it's the same amount of hustle. Just one of them you ain't got to look over your shoulder. But we seem to choose the hard thing because of the music. It seems cool. It ain't cool. It's selling. But if I was to say, well, let's go to a economic forum. Let's go to the next rally. Nah, bro, I don't do that, bro. That ain't my type of thing. But come on, bro. We got to change that mindset. It is supposed to be our type of thing.
Right.
We supposed to be coming up with the new car companies. Why everybody got to be, light skinned, the pale who make a phone? Because they really be focused on that stuff. And then when we glorify our young black people that are like that stuff and stop calling them nerds and stop calling them lames and weirds, then they'll be our next Elon Musk. Until we stop
Yeah.
demonizing them and calling them white because they don't say cuss words every other sentence or every other word, then we'll start getting people who can pour into us like these white folks are pouring into their people.
Well,
That's how it works.
what's popular is and the definition kind of when it comes to popular is basically what is people doing the most. And what are they doing the most? As you said, Luke, is about selling drugs, or right now with the women, what's heavy is the OnlyFans.
Mm.
I actually was dating a young lady who I met, and I told her, hey, if you think I'm gonna make you my wife, you can't do OnlyFans.
Why you
That's
taking away
just
from her money, King?
well, see, that's why I'm the king. Then I'll just go ahead and give it to her. You feel what I'm saying? If that's the case, you feel what I'm saying? If I gotta go in my
Woo!
pocket for you to stop doing what you gotta do, this is what I'm saying though. Listen to this, right? When you talking about leadership, think about this in the Coptic faith. How do you really get a student to listen to you? Because the teacher is going to give you the tools that you need and teach you the tools that you need to better yourself. We all went through the same ritual.
You gotta be the example.
We
A
all
good
went through the
example.
same. All three of us on this podcast have went through the same ritual of having to go through the student degree and to get to where we are today. And in that situation, we had our teachers who have now become our second mothers, and to the point of them taking care of us, feeding us, and nurturing us spiritually. A lot of people don't want to hear um, what you got to do when it comes to discipline, when it comes to actually putting in the work to better yourself. And so as a student, they babied you, they come on, baby, rocked you to sleep and held you at times when you cried and all of these things. But then when it was time to grow up, when she said, okay, well, you ready, you didn't went to the toddler stage. Now you going up to young child stage. You're going through adolescent stage. Now you're trying to
Mm.
be a young adult, and now you a full adult individual.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and give you off to X and Y leader, prophet, whoever. because it's another journey now you have to go to outside of that. And when you have that type of leadership around you, it makes you do things like this, like me and you, Israel, writing books, now starting a podcast all together, now doing the things that we doing. We ain't even got to preach. By the way, Luke did an excellent job yesterday at church.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man, I gotta
Yeah,
see it. What a video at? I
I
need
was
to
gonna put it
work.
on here. I was gonna put it on here.
They
Man.
have me working. They have me up there working.
But I
Grateful,
think the
grateful.
way to get out of this rut goes back to the last podcast, unity. Like
Yeah,
imagine if you had the two-parent household, or if you had instead of on average, just the single mothers or single dads. 'Cause I know some single dads too.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
facts.
if you had that two-income household and you get together and it ain't just your money, my money, this is our money. So it'd be like, yeah, with my money, we gonna pay the bills, right? And then the extra money could go towards whatever we need. And then with your money, we could pay it'd be everything else. It could be the food and everything else. You feel me? So we come together either whether it be like mine is mine, my bank, her bank, or we both got the same bank and all the money going in there, so we see it. You got to be on a different mindset with that, sharing the money, because you know how people are with their money. But it's like if you got a two-income household, you can have more together. Together, everybody achieves more, and you wouldn't have to wait till the next paycheck. But people
yeah. That's true.
have problems. Yeah, go ahead.
And I
No,
agree.
that's
It's
true.
like they
Before
got
you go
problems
in,
with their relationship.
it was the Tuskegee experiment, Luke, that I was talking about earlier, when the
No,
government had gave them basically syphilis from 1932 to 1972. They did an experiment in Tuskegee, and come to find out they all had syphilis in that black community.
I do remember something like that. Yeah, and I mean, I was gonna play devil's advocate with what you were saying, Israel, because I think, and I agree with you 100% when it comes to the single parents. However, thinking about the audience we have now, and again, we are now becoming our parents. Our parents are now going into that elderly stage, economically, politically, and socially. Now there's a different narrative because most of us don't have children. On the podcast alone, I'm outnumbered by two men who don't. I'm a rarity. I'm a 28-year-old black man with two daughters. I'm rare. Most black men don't have children are around my age, our age bracket. So then now the question is, okay, well, there go your two-parent household. That's not as normal now. What I think my opinion is that in situations now where there is less family, until we begin, as we're building on the nuclear family, it seems as if we have to kind of circle back around to the tribal way, where I got three brothers or I got three homies or whatever, and we all just went and got us a house. Because now we all have a $1,500 rent or mortgage. But you break that up between the four of us that's living in there, it makes way more sense than me living in it by myself. And I think in our bracket of what we're dealing with now, Israel, that's probably going to be more of a solution more than the two-parent household. Because most baby mamas and baby daddies ain't getting back together.
Which is
So you can do
crazy
what you
because
can.
I'm like, you laid down with them.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
why I had a
yeah.
conversation on my hotline, right? Go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, and then like for me, like I'm a single father. If it just financially don't really matter to me. It don't matter financially for me. But for me personally, I live in a house with my family, which causes my bills to just drop. And the stress level, the less stress is worth being a roommate at an adult age. I don't, and of course you have to make it comfortable for yourself. I'm blessed to be in a situation to where I have a lot of room. Don't even feel like I have roommates. But this is where we're going now for our generation. To me, this is gonna start solving the evictions. Let me call my
Yeah.
sister. Let me stop arguing with my sister and tell her, look, girl, I got this apartment for 1,300 and it's kicking my butt. You paying 13 at your place? All right, we need to kill one of these leases. We need to learn how to get along for a time in the season
Yeah. Group
because
economics.
group economics, that's where I feel like we're going back to. And I feel like that's gonna be stronger than the nuclear parent economic. Because that didn't even work. Remember, mamas wasn't going to work at first. They started to go to work once the market started to shift back in the 70s. That's when women started to go back to work because their husband's steel job wasn't enough. So they, honey, you got to go be a secretary. You got to go work at K&G. You got to go fold some clothes, baby, because we got bills to pay. So is that really gonna fix the situation? That's why I was playing devil's advocate.
Well,
It sounds good.
I would say group economics is not to cut you off, but
You good?
I would say group economics is what's needed so they won't cut the water off like how they did to RZA. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That we not cutting the water off because we decided to be disciplined and work together as a community. Like how you said, Israel, it's all about um unity. And if we ain't working together, what are we doing? Like the goal? Are we seeing a bigger picture as a culture of what we're supposed to be doing right now? If we got these things so called against us, if we got systematic racism, if we got redlining when it comes to living in certain neighborhoods, if we have these problems that's going on in our community, why are we not having our own think tank to come up with solutions to get us across the finish line? That's the goal. The goal is let us not make a hard life for ourselves, but bring so-called heaven on earth. What you say to that, Israel?
Mm. That makes sense because having a whole group of economics and to Luke's situation, living situation was good. Nobody wins when the family feuds, right? But when the family's good, you got your parameters, your boundaries. Everybody got their part. Everybody chip in. Do what they got to do. You can live the way you want to live. And it ain't got to be so stressful. Like I live by myself. I'm blessed to be able to have a good job where I could pay for my 1,500. Well, I got a townhouse, a 1,500 2 bed, 2.5. But it's like, I got upstairs, downstairs, nice stuff. But then at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I live here by myself. At this point in time, I'm like, yo, I'm done with the roommate thing. It got to be whoever I'm living with gonna be the one I'm with. So instead of like roommate, but I get the whole roommate. I did that for a minute. It was good. It was real good. You
honest,
got a nice
And they got to
spot.
bring that cougar money, right? Right, Israel?
Yeah, get that cougar money, man. But
hey,
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 we
he hit
got
it on
less
the nail.
stress.
He hit it on the nail. It's time and season. Because you remember what he said earlier. He said, "Well, but I'm sacrificing not having a car right now." And that's what it is. He said, well, okay, I like living by myself, but I got to find something to sacrifice. Now, most people will look at Israel and say, you crazy for just riding your motorcycle. Because, baby, I couldn't do that. I got to have a car because I need stuff to put in the trunk. But he made up in his mind. He said, you know what? If I want peace to myself, what am I going to sacrifice in my life? That's where I think we can go with. You can have what you want, but what are you willing to let go of to get it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, sacrifice. Sacrifice, especially right now. We in our 7 weeks of sacrifice. And I was just talking to Empress Makita early on the phone, and I was letting her know like there's just certain things when you taking ownership of your own mess, you know what to let go of. And that is the thing. People don't want to let go of certain things, but you have to let go of the old stuff to get to the new stuff.
That part.
mhm.
My uncle used to always say, how you gonna say you want some money and your hand is like this? Your
Mm,
hand is closed. It should be open so you can
that
receive
part.
more of what you're asking for. Don't
Same
hold
thing
on.
with
Don't
your
hold on too
mind.
tight. Don't hold on too tight to what you already have. Open your hand up so you can receive more of what you're asking for.
Gratitude. Be grateful of little things. Now make you grateful of bigger things. Right? Ain't that how that saying go?
Yeah, something like
You
that.
said, you said, yeah, because that's shoot. I always start with the little things. Shoot, I'll be waking up. I almost drop a tear. I'm like, I got another day to get it right. I mean, some people, and I had a friend down in Atlanta with you all, healthy guy, football player, strong, strong minded, father. He died at 22 from a heart attack.
Mm, yeah.
My perspective of life started changing at a young age, y'all. I'm talking, this man was a bull. This man was a bull. Now he got a daughter that got to grow up without. He ain't do nothing wrong. So these little things to me is
That's
where
tough.
that's when the Rolls Royce start pulling up in the driveway. Where you can appreciate that Honda that you know what I'm saying, you got, things start coming way easy because you flowing within nature, and wealth works with nature because you're meeting a demand of what the people in nature need. And if the demand is
Right.
good, they will pay you whatever you ask. Look how much they played for in Mayweather. People pay him just to see him get knocked out. That's how much they love him. You can't tell me they don't love him. You paying to see if somebody
Mm-hmm.
gonna lose. Shoot, that's
I
love.
I like Floyd until he started running his mouth saying he better than Muhammad Ali. Then that's when I have a problem with that man. All right, bro, slow down. Slow down, gang. Like you good. You know what I'm saying? You a great
It's like
defensive
you can't.
boxer.
You shouldn't talk about.
Stick
It's like at
Floyd on
this
something.
point, you shouldn't talk about the retired. Just leave them where they at. Be like,
No,
I'm the
no,
greatest in my
no, because
era. I would put it
no,
at that.
because Mike Tyson is acting a fool. He retired. Mike
Yeah,
Tyson
yeah. Mike,
said he
he
gonna
getting
fight
back
Jake
in the
Paul.
ring. You different.
Yeah,
You get back in the ring. Now it's like,
no.
yo,
Okay,
If
hold
Flo-
on.
if
Okay,
Floyd say I'm gonna stand with Floyd on, he the greatest of all time.
let's slow down for a second because Mike
I'd be
Tyson
like, I'm the
is doing
greatest
some
at
weird
this point.
stuff with Jake Paul. Okay. Jake Paul is an influencer himself. Him and his brother Logan Paul, they both was fighting a little bit, but they were on YouTube first, and then they decided to do some other things. They're not real boxers to me. One of the brothers is in WWE right now, and we all know wrestling is fake. I mean, I'm sorry, not
It's
fake.
scripted.
It's scripted. It's
It's
which,
scripted.
and I am a big fan. I am a big fan of wrestling, but we all know it's scripted. Okay, I don't want to hear something about Mike Tyson go because he gonna almost kill his man if he really hit him for
If
You
real.
he
talking
if
about
he
Jake
lose,
Paul?
he got.
Yeah,
If he
he.
lose, he got
Have you
paid to
seen
lose.
Jake Paul
I
box?
seen Jake Paul box, but he not better than Mike
We talking
Tyson.
about Mike Tyson.
Okay, no, I don't
If
think he
Mike
better than him
Tyson
either, but he can
loses, it's
hold
because he
himself.
got paid to lose.
I think he can hold himself through the rounds. I don't think it's going to be such an outmatch. Mind you, Mike is always going to be one of the greats. He's strong, and mind you, he just had a match with last year, so we know he's still able to get in, go through what it takes physically. Because even after the fight, their kidneys be bleeding, all kind of stuff, but he's able to still endure it. I think it'll make a great fight because you're dealing with an elder and a non-professional boxer, which to me kind of makes it level out. But I've seen Jake Paul fight. I wouldn't really take him. I would not take him seriously as a fighter, and they have the resources to become better. This is the thing: the financial resources to hire the best people to train them. To me, it'll make a great fight. Even though, like you said, Solomon,
We
we
gonna
know it
find
is
out.
something.
I gotta figure out where them tickets at. I pay tickets to go.
You see,
Check
you see
that
what I'm
I
saying?
ain't
Wait,
going to
wait,
see that,
wait.
man.
Look, we were, hey, people when they saw him when Conor McGregor went and fought, he wasn't even a boxer. Him in the MMA.
Mm.
They sell tickets though, because he had that
But
mouth.
it's just the fact. That's like right. It's like a Jordan got back and like, yo, I'm gonna play this game versus woo woo woo. Like, yo, I want to see a game of modern day Jordan playing,
Yeah,
see if he
right.
really
Man,
got
who
it.
was that?
Like,
Who was that
yeah,
player that said
like
somebody said they
Jordan
was
versus
like
LeBron.
they don't remember the 90s Mike because they was they was still little. They said they Michael Jordan that they remember is the Wizard Mike. I said that ain't even the best Mike. He was trash.
oh,
Yeah.
He was so garbage in
I,
2003.
if
I was born when he
Yeah. Like I would have
was born.
paid to go see Kobe play. Dropping 80 in a game? That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
Kobe
see
was
that.
another.
I watched that. That was cool.
Kobe was another level.
That was
Another level.
cool. All right,
And you see how,
family.
man,
Go ahead.
wish
Go
we
ahead.
had. No, no, no. I was gonna go into that. I was just gonna say Kobe, one of the greatest. You see how he kind of stands out just from his work that he put.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We can definitely to go into that. That could be another podcast. I can definitely give you my top five of all positions who I think it is, and we can go up from there. But family. I think we just reached the end of
Is it
episode
about the episode?
5.
No, we got some time.
family.
Dang. It's been a good time.
Man, listen, today was fun. Like every episode is fun to me, actually.
Good combo.
Good combo.
Definitely so.
So family, this concludes the episode 5 of the Pharaohs podcast. Um, I am Solomon, of course. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Solomon Walker. You can find me on Instagram, CJ Walker 103. You can also find me if you want to contact all of us and myself, you can go to the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com. Um, Israel, what can people find you?
Man. Y'all can find me at jonathanjohnson621.com. Currently under construction. Working on it now, changing up, revamping. Or you can find me on Facebook, Jonathan Johnson, Instagram, Johnny Israel 621.
Luke, what can people find you?
People can find me at 625 West 103rd Street every Sunday at 11:30. Nah, but for real. Yeah, y'all can find me. Y'all definitely can find me. I'm in the shy. I actually got a quick plug too this weekend. Love Lifting Me Foundation, charity foundation that
Love
I'm the vice
lit.
of. Love, we trying to spread that love. We're gonna be passing out food this Saturday. So if you're in the Chicago area, you know anybody that's been in need of groceries, in need of things like eggs, milk, vegetables, things that you can put in the grocery
Share it
store
on the
and
book.
save dollars. Yeah, that's what we on this weekend. We're gonna be down there at 625 West 103rd, 12 o'clock on Saturday. So all my Chicago family come through.
Share it on the book.
Hey guys, don't forget to follow us and subscribe, like, share the video.
Yes, sir.
I had to put that up for everybody. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the Pharaohs Podcast. On Instagram is the Pharaoh Podcast 3. Thank y'all.
Um,
Peace.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Peace. And